In today's video, we are taking a look at a new twist on the humble drill bit. Twist drill bit, you get it? That's a joke, folks. But yeah, I mean, as far as drill bits go, just standard drill bits, there hasn't been really too much innovation outside of materials that they're using on them. One of the more later innovations would be these here step drill bits that came into popularity, guess in 25 years ago is when I started seeing these things pop up. And yeah, if you were doing anything with sheet metal or plate steel that you were trying to punch holes through, these were definitely a game changer. I mean, the design is so simple, but works so well. Even the cheap ones. I mean, you can get a bunch of holes out of them. Just the way the things work. But yeah, so somebody at some point in time decided to take this here step profile and add it to a standard drill bit. And yeah, I guess we're trying to get the best of both worlds. The company I decided to pick up from, again, I'm not sure who invented these things, but KnKut is an American company. They're reasonably priced and competitive to what you would see overseas. And you know me, I like to support American manufacturing, so that kind of checks all the boxes with these guys. So yeah, I picked them up. So why don't you say we take a look down at them? Maybe we'll jump into the back of the van. We'll punch a couple of holes. We'll do a little bit of drag racing in the editing and see if one cuts quicker than the other. I don't know what we're going to do here. I'm an idiot. So yeah, let's take a look down on it. Well, all right. These are them in the old case that they come in. A very nice but generic drill bit case, something that you would come to expect with a drill bit case. You get yourself a show me your bits. I get it. Sticker. I might actually use that one compared to most of the stickers I get. A little bit of foam for the packaging to keep the bits from slapping around in storage and messing up the case. As far as specs goes on these are hard. These are high carbon steel. This is a 15-piece set. You go from 1/16 all the way down here in the little guy, all the way up to 1/2 of an inch in 30 seconds of an inch steps. I do see that they actually give you the decimal measurement for them on the case, which is nice for when you're looking for a tap that you're trying to find the right drill bit size for, or you don't have the right drill bit size for that tap, so you use the decimals to get it as close as possible. These are mechanics length drill bits, which is my preferred size for the length of drill bits. I think I mentioned they're made out of high carbon steel. These are kind of, you would consider these to be like a generic or a all-purpose drill bit. It'll go through wood, plastic, steel, hard steel, not crazy hard steel, but yeah, I mean, just your general purpose drill bit set. Again, too, with the 30-second splits, if you're getting into some really fancy stuff, you'd probably want to go for the 64 splits, and that way there you have everything if you're doing tapping and whatnot. As far as the tips on them, they do actually have just a standard split tip. Let me grab the bigger one. Maybe actually have a chance of seeing that on the camera there. So it is a split point tip. They always say you don't need to center punch with split points. I like to center punch because even if you don't, it still has a chance of wandering. So let's look at the actual physicality of these things. I have a nice brand new, never been used, just standard split point 5/16 drill bit. We will compare that side by each with these. Again, with the mechanics length, for me, I like the mechanics length just because they're a little bit stubbier. With the longer lengths, I think the jobber lengths is what they're called. The longer length ones, you just got more to worry about getting everything leveled. These kind of bring everything nice and close to the end of the drill. Makes it a little bit more controllable, in my personal opinion. They have on the shanks here, they have the 3 flats, which is very nice for when you're putting them in your drill truck. Makes them a hell of a lot less likely to slip in the old drill truck there. Chuck there. Now, looking at the actual tips, we'll grab the 1/2 inch here. This isn't reduced shank. I really don't. We used to have 3/8 and 1/2 inch drills, but at this point in time, with the way they're making chucks and drills nowadays, I don't see why you would ever need to buy a 3/8 drill. This is this is a 1/2 inch drill right here, and it's the same size as a 3/8 drill. But yeah, not reduced shank, so it is a full shank 1/2 inch drill. And as you can see, I grabbed a 1/2 inch just so we kind of see what's going on here as far as the profile goes. And you can see the little steps on there. You kind of see the split point on the end there. It does have I think it's like they call this like a gold oxide finish, and I think this is basically just kind of makes it a little bit smoother, so it'll drill through your material with a little bit less friction. Now, the concept with these here step bits that, like I said, have been out for a little while, but again, they were kind of a bit of a game changer, if I could be so bold as to say that. Like this particular one right here, we're talking 3/4 inches. Its largest size, and basically the way these work is just a built-in all-in-one pilot hole drill. You punch it, and then it kind of slows up, kind of expands as you go down, as compared to like I mean, of course, if you're using a split point drill bit, you would drill pilot holes. But yeah, instead of taking that big swath of material off with the profile of the split point drill bit there, you're just kind of nibbling away at it a little bit at a time, and it just kind of punches through real quick. And I kind of think that's what we're going with this here profile that they're putting on these drill bits now. So you really don't need to use as much with the old pilot holes. Nice thing too, and if you've ever used one of these to blow a hole out, I'm pretty sure that these would be pretty good for, you got a 1/4 inch hole and you want to make it a 1/2 inch hole. Whereas to a split point drill bit, if you've ever tried something like that, it just kind of wallers out before it makes finds its center, and then it'll start punching through. Whereas to this will kind of find its center a little bit better because of the steps. So yeah, I mean, that's about it as far as specs and my thoughts on this whole situation. Again, I've never used these before, so yeah. So there we go. That is the quick ins and outs of these things and comparing them side by side and my thoughts on the whole issue. So why do you say we take a 5/16 of just a standard drill bit, and we take a 5/16 of the new and fancy drill bit and take them out to the van, punch a couple of holes in some plate steel and some sheet metal, see what happens. I got a bolt here. Maybe we'll put a hole in this bolt just to see how it does on some hardened material. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going to be doing the editing. I'll be doing a drag race in the editing because I only have one arm and I got to do them separate side by side. But yeah, we'll see what the results are at some point in time. Another thing too, I just picked up. I see a lot of creators that do all kinds of different metal work, and for years I've used Magic Tap, which is a liquid lubricant for tapping and drilling. And I've been seeing a lot of people using this here Anchorlube, which is a water-based, but it's a paste, so it kind of stays in place. So we're going to try that out too and see how that works out. So yeah, let's get out to the van and get sweaty because it's hot and humid out today. Go. Yeah, all right. The drilling has been done. I was considering doing something where I was going to, weight the top of the drill so it was even pressure across them, but there's no real way for me to do that without a drill press. And I've been drilling holes a couple of decades now, a few decades now. So I just kind of went for feel, and it felt like it was progressing without overheating a bit. That's the kind of pressure I put on it, the same way I would do it if I was using it in the real world. So that out of the way, I did mark this on the left over here. We have split point, and over here we have the KnKut. And looking at the actual quality of the hole, the split point coming into it, we have a bit of a raised edge coming. You probably ain't going to be able to see that, but it has a bit of a raised edge going into it. And as far as the actual inside of the hole, it's a little bit more chewy, for lack of a better description. Going in there, you kind of see the lines for when the drill bit was cutting through. On the KnKut, it's a fairly clean hole going in, and it's a fairly clean hole going through. On the back side, now we're reversing. KnKut's on the left, punching through, which kind of makes sense just by the design of the step. That last point is a lot smaller area. It kind of punched through, and you got a little bit of a bit of a raised edge on there. Not a big deal. You can knock that off with just a bigger drill bit, one zippy. And yeah, on coming out with the split point drill bit, it's a lot less of a raised edge. Now, one thing I did forget to mention, that this is 3/8 plate steel, so I mean, little bit larger than a quarter of an inch. I'm kind of curious as to the accuracy of the hole. Again, wasn't doing it with a drill press, so I'm going to be wallering, and I didn't remove the bars off of the thing, but let's just kind of give it a glance to see if we could get, and again, this isn't the best way to measure this, but 312 thousandths, I believe, is 5/16 of an inch. And the step point, or yeah, sorry, not the step point, the split point drill, we're looking at around 370 thousandths. And the KnKut, trying to get the feel for it, 3.1, sorry, 0.315. So they're pretty on par with each other, I would think. KnKut's probably just a little bit closer to the actual size. Again, this isn't the best way to measure these types of things. And moving on to the sheet metal, which is a little thick for sheet metal, probably about 1/8 inch sheet metal. Again, split point on the left, and KnKut on the right. And it's pretty much the same story as before. Kind of a chewy hole with the split point. The blowout, again, on the split point's a lot less than the KnKut. And the KnKut, nice clean going in. It would still need to be deburred, but it's cleaner. A little paper towel on there. And the actual hole itself looks considerably cleaner. Now, for the bolt, this is a 5/8 11 bolt. I was kind of treating this like if it was broken off and I needed to remove it. I stepped down to a 1/4 inch drill, and I also kind of wondered what it would be like going through some heavier material. It did just fine for what it is. One thing I will mention, I noticed with the more conical end on the KnKut drill bits, it kind of puts a cone in there, which would actually make it a little bit easier for your extractors to get in there. And actually, most extractors are conical in shape, and it might actually give you a little bit more bite on the walls for when you're trying to extract bolts. Nice centered hole right there. It's about as good as the guys I make fun of on my shorts videos. But yeah, I mean, it drilled through it fine. I'm down about, I don't know, probably about 3/4 of an inch. So yeah, not too bad. So there we go. That is the KnKut step tip drill bits. As far as I can see, they're at the very least as good as a regular old general purpose drill bit that I've been using for years. Drilling through it, I didn't, like I said, I'm going to find out whether or not one was faster than the other when I actually edit this thing. It didn't seem like one or the other had a significant advantage as far as time going through. It does seem like the KnKut drill bits do make a cleaner hole into steel for what that's worth, aside from when you punch out and you blow out the back. But again, you're going to have to chamfer that hole off either way. I mean, you should, but yeah. I mean, they seem decent enough. I do like the way they kind of punch through that bolt there. I kind of wondering if that conical hole at the bottom there is going to allow any extractors I might be using to get a little bit better of a bite. But I will say that when I was looking at these, I actually am in need for a decent extractor kit, and they sell my favorite style over there at KnKut, so I will probably pick those up after I get a couple of miles on these. It won't take too long. Like I said, from the little bit I have used them, they seem decent enough. But yeah, they got the square style extractor bits with left-handed drill bits, just standard split point drill bits. I will probably pick that up because I'm in actual need of one of those. My old kits just extractor kits, they get busted up. So maybe sometime in the future I will do a video on that. As far as the Anchorlube goes, I kind of like it. I like the way that it just kind of sits there. The Tap Magic that I've been using, which it's called Tap Magic, but it's also meant for drilling, is more of a liquid type of lubricant, and then just kind of flings everywhere. And then once you punch through, all the lubricant leaks through the bottom of the hole, and yada yada yada. Yeah, I kind of like how this stuff stays in place, so I'm gonna continue using this and see what I think about it. It's actually pretty cheap too. I think it's $10 or $15 for this little bottle, which will probably last me the better part of the next 5 years. So that's not bad. But yeah, I think that's about it for drill bits. I'm going to have to get real creative making a thumbnail for this, because who the hell wants to watch a video on just drill bits? But yeah, all that aside, any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the old comment section. I will link these and the Anchorlube down in the description if you are interested. KnKut drop ships, as far as I could tell, through Amazon, so they're kind of going in and out of stock constantly. So if you see them when I post this video, if they're out of stock, just wish list them. And it seems like it takes them about 3 days once they go out of stock to re-up their stock on these things. Just a little heads up on that. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video. I would like to thank you for watching. There you go. I almost had better luck next time. I'm in shorts mode. Thanks for watching. There you go.